How was the experience of shooting with Emraan Hashmi?
Amazing. He is a man of few words. He doesn't really interact much. He's very reserved, but it was a great learning just to watch him perform. Like, he's so effortless.
आपके अंदर वो एक जो चीज जो सामने आ रही है, when I was about to watch the music video, I knew that she will get the emotion right.
How sweet.
वो confidence जो है, वो सब actors के साथ में नहीं होता है.
Firstly, that's a huge compliment. I'm so inspired.
No,
just
but I
hearing
think
that.
I'm saying it very honestly, and I'm sure that other people must be saying the same.
Thank you, thank you. I watched Deepika in Gehraiyaan. Her performance is so honest that it actually hits you. That's what I personally also want to try to bring it out in my performance. Hi, this is Sahher Bambba, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
It's wonderful to have a hugely talented Sahher Bambba with us. Her music video with Emraan Hashmi is creating waves. We'll talk about that and much more. Pleasure having you back with us, Sahher.
Thank you so much.
And tell us, how was the experience of shooting with Emraan Hashmi?
Amazing. He is a man of few words. He doesn't really interact much. He's very reserved, but it was a great learning just to watch him perform. Like, he's so effortless, and even in the music video, he doesn't do anything over the top. And you know, I really enjoyed just observing him and just learning so much from him.
All right, you're saying over the top. First thing that comes to mind with Emraan Hashmi's music video or anything that he does is he carries this image.
Yeah.
But we don't see that happening in the music video per se.
Yeah.
So did you have apprehensions when you were approached for a music video with Emraan Hashmi?
No, not at all. Not at all. In fact, I remember when I got the call, they told me that it's a B Praak and Emraan Hashmi coming together music video. And I was just very kicked about it because I've been a huge B Praak fan. And of course, Emraan Hashmi's every song has been like, has done well. And B Praak's song is always playing in my car like Man Bharya, and it's one of my most favorite tracks. So none of those thoughts really crossed my head, and I was just super kicked about it. And then we just went to Dubai, shot for it for 3-4 days and came back. It was very like back to back.
All right, I think Dubai skyline, and that too in the night time. Usually we haven't seen that, I think. And I think in a way that makes it different from what we've seen so far of Dubai.
I guess, yeah. We were on the yacht and we did all those shots, and the directors are very sure of what frame they wanted and what did they want in the background. So yeah.
All right, okay, and almost seems like a movie in a way because the way it progresses, it's like a story.
Story, yes.
Storyline is there. So does that fascinate you when you have something?
Correct,
like showcase as an actor?
Because I feel like mostly music videos, there's not much scope of performance per se, but in this one, like there was a like a gradual thing that you could like showcase your different emotions and emotions of infidelity or miscommunication in a relationship. So yeah, I think I was really kicked about the idea that they had like a full narrative for the song.
Okay, and I think 50 million views now?
Yes, this morning. Yes.
Right, 50 million views. So many a times, maybe what a music video can do, maybe like a film is not able to do that. Like a 4-minute communication can travel far more.
Correct.
Than maybe at times a film that may not have reached a lot of people. So do you look at it from that perspective as well? Because right now we don't have any boundaries. Content is content. It can be
Absolutely.
even like an Instagram reel that can travel the
Blow
whole
out,
world
yes.
as well. So how do you look at all these?
Yes, for me, I feel like music videos is a great scope. I mean, it has a great scope, in terms of reach, in terms of visibility, and for me, just to collaborate with such big names was a big thing for me, and I think it's doing good for me professionally, that music video. Yeah.
All right, and now with the entire journey that you're having so far, what has the Empire done for you? What sort of offers have started coming your way post Empire?
Post Empire and post both Dil Beqarar, in fact, I think a lot of, especially casting people and all, they approach me for most of the stuff, and then we sift it through with my agency and like myself, and we see if we want to do it, not do it, and if then go in for a test and see if it works out, not works out. But some great stuff has been coming my way, touchwood, especially after actually both the shows, in fact. Yeah.
Okay, so I was reading some of your interviews, and it's talking about how the start tends to happen, and when maybe the film doesn't work, and then after that, how the struggle in a way starts. We spoke about your struggle in the last interview as well. What does it take for an actor who's not from the industry to steel himself or herself up? You know, in terms of getting just adapting to the ways of the industry. What does it take basically?
It takes a lot of patience. It takes no 2 days are the same, so you have to constantly try and keep yourself inspired and motivated. But I think it eventually boils down to the love that you have for the craft, and you'll just you'll just try and stay in the best possible frame of mind to learn and just figure out your way and navigate through it all.
Okay, but as I mentioned, like in terms of steeling yourself up, because it's a tough industry, and then you have to be an entertainer. You
Correct.
have to come across as someone who's bubbly and vivacious and approachable and looking good at all points of time. You
Yes.
cannot afford to have like a bad hair day or like a bad makeup day in a way as well.
Correct.
So in that context, an element of chiseling yourself up, an element of perfection. What process does that involve? Because you're not from the industry, so you won't be having your mummy or your daddy telling you ये मत करो, यहाँ पर इस तरीके से करो, यहाँ पर इससे ऐसे बात करो.
Absolutely. I think
And opening doors for you. Many a times the mummies and the daddies, they open many doors and windows as well.
Correct. And I'm glad that you brought this point up because I feel like as an outsider, that's the biggest challenge for you to even understand how the industry works and the industry dynamics and how to go about it. And for me, to answer that question, I think every day is a learning day. So I'm making mistakes, learning from them. I'm slowly now started to understand how to be on a film set, what to do, what not to do, what works on my face in terms of what hair works for me, what makeup works for me. I've started to understand my own body type, what clothes work for me. So it's been a journey since I've now figured it all out. But I think there's so much more to even understand about the craft, about other things also.
What exactly do you think one needs to learn?
Um,
After you've made the start, after you've made your presence felt, what is it that one needs to learn?
just how to communicate, because I feel sometimes like sometimes egos are a little fragile. So how do you put your point across without having getting the other person get offended? Because I'm someone who's very honest. So if I feel something, I'll say it. I'll call a spade, and sometimes that just gets taken out of context. So just learning how to maybe rephrase your sentence a little better, maybe.
Like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Oh, okay. And now you've also spoken about how the first film, how it impacted you and how it, the fact is it was launched for Rocky in a way. So maybe do you feel from that context that ruffling feathers that you were being praised, your performance was being praised, and then you have to balance things out so that maybe you're not offending anyone in terms of in the team. Is that something that you're referring to?
No. I basically meant, for example, if a script comes to you, and if it's a, say, a relatively big filmmaker or a producer, and if the story doesn't excite you, and how do you say no? Sometimes. So do you just be honest, saying that I'm it's something that doesn't excite me, because that can also not go down too well with the people. So just like trying to maybe phrase it a little better, but at the same time being honest about it, because I feel the more you like try and cook something up as to why you don't want to do a project, that just that's even worse, I feel.
Okay, now one more thing that I've observed that happens with actors and actresses, maybe who are not from the industry, is that see if they made their presence felt, if they have proved the fact that they can act well, and they have certain amount of market and all those things, so it is expected that if any filmmaker of repute is offering them any project, तो उनको लगता है कि that आपको तो ये accept करना ही करना है. अगर आप उसको, how can you even ask questions about it? Declining तो खैर जो भी. So has that happened with you, that you've been offered something and maybe it has not really appealed to you?
Yes, but like I said, I'm like, for example, even when I signed the Empire, a lot of people told me that don't shift into OTT right after your first film, and this was even pre-pandemic. But all my decisions have been my own, and I usually just go with my gut instinct. And even if it's a big name and all those things, they don't really sway me away, and I do what I want to do and what I'm 100% convinced about.
I'm pretty sure that Empire has worked magic for you.
Yes, for
The
sure.
way it was projected and the entire paraphernalia and the scaling.
Yes.
It has, right?
Yes. Even that, and even Dil Bekarar for that matter, because I was sort of headlining the show, so a lot of people took notice of that, and casting people, directors. So and now the music video. So it's all great.
What next after this?
So there's this film that I'm currently shooting for, which it's not been officially announced, so that I'm not allowed to speak at the moment. But besides that, also there's a couple of interesting things that are in the pipeline. Yeah.
Couple of interesting things like what, like a show or like a film or.
So I'm actually consciously trying to strike a balance between both OTT and films because I feel a lot of good work is also there on OTT. So yeah, I think.
It's something to do with OTT now.
I guess I don't know. A little bit of both, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, and you said that your agency suggests to you as well. How does that exactly work? Because many a times actors they pitch for performances, maybe say in India as well as abroad now, and it has worked for quite a few actors who have made those efforts to get agencies that really take their work forward. So how does your collaboration with your agency works?
So I've been with an agency ever since even before Pal Pal released. So I've always been with an agency. I've never really been on my own, so to speak. And with them, it's just they just help you understand whether the project would be good for you or you should be doing it. Because also I feel like I need that certain amount of guidance. Eventually, the decision is my own, but still need somebody's guidance. Whether it's my managers, whether in fact even my parents. Sometimes I run the one-liners of the script even by my parents just to understand their perspective. So some sort of guidance, just to if it could work, not work, and then eventually my decision is my own.
All right. So, I'll just give you one example. He spoke to Deepika for her first film, Om Shanti. I'm just giving you a random example. And since then, we have spoken to her for, I think, almost all her films, and we've seen her journey. I still remember there was a point of time when I think almost 5 or 6 of her films, they did not work. And the way it works in the industry, once you stop delivering hits, people in a way start forgetting you, and question marks are raised by the media. She was going through a tough phase, and then Cocktail happened. And after Cocktail, she was unstoppable after that, and there were
Correct.
so many films that worked magic, and she became this huge superstar. So one thing that I observed from her is that she said that I used to take criticism very seriously, and I used to jot down the reviews and the points that were said about my performances, and I used to put it in front of my on my table, and I used to read them,
Wow.
and then I started working on it. Many times people, maybe the criticism is unfair, at times maybe it is fair as well. So she took it sportingly because her father is a sportsman, and she said that I take it in a sporting spirit, and it worked for her. If you see what she did in Om Shanti Om to what maybe she's done in Gehraiyaan, there is a remarkable change in the way she has evolved as an actor, and she was coming from that baggage that models can't act.
Correct. Yeah.
वो भी उन्होंने disprove किया. So as an actor, what is it that you feel is important for you to work upon? आपको projects आएंगे, आप projects करेंगे, projects मना करेंगे.
Yeah.
लेकिन आपके self improvement में आप क्या करते हैं?
I feel with like OTT and so much new talent coming into the industry, one cannot have a laid back attitude, and I feel everyone should just want to try and better themselves. And this is what I've also started doing. Like I've started taking my dance classes really seriously, and started observing performances like I probably never even paid attention to. So little things I feel to constantly on it, and it's a daily. It's like hard work on a daily basis. Like you need to constantly be up to date, and you constantly need to hone your skills because there's so much great talent out there. So you cannot get lost thinking that you're good enough. I think that satisfaction should never come.
So do you watch theater? Do you watch, what sort of content do you consume as a viewer?
In fact, all shows like even films, even if I'm watching a film, I'll not just acting. I would just want to understand so much about the lighting, so much about the everything, like in totality. Even when I'm on a film set, I find myself a lot more curious than I was before, because now the intrigue and the urge to learn is a lot more, and it's only getting more and more.
Okay, एक बात जो मुझे आपके performances में मुझे बहुत अपील करती है, और मैंने I think मेरे ख्याल से पहले आपसे जिक्र भी किया कि you have a very good way of understanding the emotion that you need to bring out on the big screen. ये हर एक्टर में नहीं होता है, एंड आपके अंदर वो एक जो चीज़ जो सामने आ रही है वो when I was about to watch the music video, I knew that she will get the emotion right.
How
वो
sweet.
confidence जो है वो सब actors के साथ में नहीं होता है. Because at times actors and actresses, they are more conscious of the way they are looking and their makeup is and how they are, the paraphernalia, instead of whether they are getting the emotion right. Ultimately emotion connect करता है. Ultimately emotion आपको दिल को छूता है.
जी.
So यहाँ पर भी जो एक जो आपका ये है कि दैट बिट्रेयल का एक एलिमेंट है, एक सस्पेशन का एलिमेंट है, फिर एक गिल्ट का एलिमेंट है, वो सारे एक्सप्रेशंस को लेके आना, और आपके पास टाइम बहुत कम है.
जी जी.
बट यू हिटिंग दैट नोट राइट, वो आपके लिए कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है? हाउ डू यू गेट दैट इमोशन राइट? हाउ डू महसूस कैसे करते हैं आप किसी किरदार को?
Firstly, that's a huge compliment. I'm so inspired.
No,
just
but I
hearing
think
that.
I'm saying it very honestly, and I'm sure that other people must be saying the same.
Thank you, thank you. So for me, I think just being honest and just trying to not fake it. That's something that's always been my endeavor since the first film, and that's something that Sunny sir also told me, that beta, just be honest. And that's something that you can't lie in front of the camera picks up almost everything. So you just, I feel that's what my attempt is, to every time before a shot to just really feel it and really believe and be convinced about it first myself. Only then will I be able to convince others.
Okay. Now, before a film shoot or like a music video shoot, are you confident that you can pull it off, or do you have any level of insecurity or nervousness?
I'm always nervous. In fact, I'm so nervous to a point where even if I have to just cross a frame, or even if I have to sleep in a shot, my heart will be palpitating. Like, it's weird. Like, but I feel that nervousness is really good in my case because I work the best under pressure, and if I psych myself up to that level.
Nervousness is a very good quality to have. मैं आपको एक छोटी सी स्टोरी शेयर करूँगा. So we interviewed आशा भोसले जी.
Okay.
And उन्होंने एक कमाल की बात हमारे साथ शेयर करी, and this is something that I always learned from it myself. So she said that I treat each song of mine that I have to sing as my first song.
Wow.
And I have the same level of nervousness before the night that I'm about to go for the recording. While I'm approaching the studio, I'm doing my riyaz and just constantly worried about the fact that whether I'm getting the nuances right or not. I speak to the recordist, I speak to the music composer, I speak to the lyricist if I'm getting everything properly. When I go in the recording room, then I'm talking to the recordist constantly. Until the time the song happens, I'm just not sure of it.
Wow.
And this is a lady who can fill stadiums anywhere in the world.
Correct, yeah.
Just because of her name.
Yeah.
It's not easy. 85, 87-year-old lady, दुनिया में मेरे ख्याल से इस तरीके का एग्जाम्पल शायद नहीं होगा. So I think जो इनके एक nervousness का element है, I think that is one of the biggest reasons why she is what she is, because she has never taken it for granted. कि मैं तो आशा भोसले मैं खड़ी हो जाऊंगी, अपने आप से गाना flow करेगा. She never does it.
Yeah,
which is fascinating. I think nervousness is a very good quality.
Very
to have.
good thing, yeah.
Okay, so now when you're watching any show, when you're watching any film, what is it that you're looking in the characters? Is there anything particular that you're looking for that you can learn from?
When I watch others?
Yeah.
Something to just hit me, like something to just connect with me. For example, like when I watched Deepikas in Gehraiyaan, her performance is so honest that it actually hits you. Like, it leaves you with a lump in your throat when you're watching her cry. So that is something, is something that I look for in every performance, and that's what I personally also want to try to bring it out in my performance, to just be as honest as I can.
How ambitious are you in terms of giving everything for a performance? Like, for example, what say Deepika has done in Gehraiyaan, people would say that it's a bold performance, and that she has pushed the envelope in more ways than one, but she has always done that. So in that context, how much, what is it that Sahher Bambba feels that she can give to a character if it requires?
I think not just for a character, like the simple thing that we had to shoot for a song, which is obviously yet to come out. I drove myself crazy in terms of the way the number of hours that I was rehearsing, and that's just what I enjoy. I love the prep part of it. So I'm willing to give my 200, 300, whatever it takes, to a project.
Okay. Now, after all the nervousness, after all the hard work, after all the preparations, what is the importance of for a young girl to enjoy herself? How important is that?
To enjoy, it's so weird. Like the other day also, I was thinking, I was like, I'm so obsessed with just the idea of films and just being an actor, that this is something that gives me the most joy. I don't think so anything or anyone gives me that sort of joy at all. I'm the happiest on a film set.
Okay. What is the importance of mental health for actors?
Oh, it's so important, and I feel all actors would agree that I guess it's It's tough. It's most definitely tough. So it's very important to be aware of that and cut yourself some slack, I think.
Cut yourself some slack. Okay.
Hi, this is Sahher Bambba, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.